It's time to check the vibe. Yeah, we are talking about the vibe coding. Now, this term was coined last month, and it's basically building application with the help of AI. So we got a new term, sounds good. And from last few days, on different social media, people are talking about vibe coding, even on LinkedIn, and people are making videos on YouTube. And then I realized, okay, I have to check out what vibe coding is, but then I have not got enough time to check it. And then someone posted about the Andrew NG course on vibe coding, and then I thought, okay, maybe it is important. But then turned out to be a sponsored course, and it makes sense. Doesn't matter what the platform is. But then I thought about vibe coding, and these are my thoughts on it. Now, since I am doing development from a long time, and I'm also exploring how do you build AI-based application, or we have a new term there which is AI engineering. So how do we use all this LLM model in your application? How do we integrate it? And then how do you build applications, or how do you code with the help of AI? So I'm exploring all those things from last few months, and these are my thoughts. Okay, so in fact, I got 3 points, and normally I don't write my points, but I thought this time I should. So I got 3 points which I want to talk about. Now, the first thing is, when you work with the coding agents, it can be on different languages. Recently, I made a video on IntelliJ Juni, which provides you, or which helps you to build application. It will not just give you the code, but it will give you the project structure as well. So what you normally do is, if you want to build application, doesn't matter if you know coding or if you don't know coding, and if you know Java or not, you can still build application in Java. So what you do is get IntelliJ, get Juni, which is the product by JetBrains, again a paid product. But once you have that, or if you don't want to use that, we got VS Code with the help of GitHub Copilot. You can open that, and even if you don't know coding, as I mentioned before, you can write the prompt. You just have to be good with the language or the English. So you type what you want properly, and you have to explain everything to the AI model. This is what I want. And then it will not just give you the code, but it will create the entire project structure, maybe the front end, back end, and then you will get everything. It may not work, and most of the time it gives you errors. Okay, but now you'll be thinking, okay, it gives you errors of no use. In future, no one is going to use all these tools. See, the thing is, there are two things here, in fact. First, yes, it gives you error. But then if you copy the error, and if you give it to the agent by saying, hey, I got this project from you, and this is the error which I'm getting when I'm running this, it will give you solution. And you don't have to actually copy paste the code. You just have to click a button, and automatically it will change the project, it will change the files, and it will add required things there, and it will make it work. So if you do this multiple times, it may not work second time as well, but somewhere it will work. If you want to build the same application by yourself, it may take 1 week or 1 month, but AI tool can do that in minutes. Of course, maybe after doing multiple errors and stuff, it will work 1 point. Second, even if you think about AI solutions now, which are giving issues, AI is improving day by day. So maybe this time it takes around 3 to 4 rounds to give you the working product. In future, it might give you in the first attempt itself. And maybe we are waiting for that day where AI is doing everything, and we are sitting there by thinking AI is not going to replace us. And suddenly you will get one solution or one model which says it's done. And that day it will be done for us. Okay, that's one. Okay, so that's my point about AI. So yeah, there are certain positive things and negative things about vibe coding. The positive thing is this: it works. Okay, and even if you don't know coding, you can still try it out. So let's talk about photography. Now, in the earlier days, let's go to 1980s. You need a special person who has all the skills of taking a photo, printing it out and all those stuff. Now, you just need a phone. Anyone can be a photographer. In the earlier days, that was not the scene. The same is happening to coding now, where if you want to build a software, you need developers, expert developers who knows what they are doing, and they will build a project. But now anyone who has no idea what coding is can build a product, and it will work. Okay, so those are the positive things. Let me talk about certain negative part about it. Okay, not negative, but then this is somewhere we have to also understand how things are going. So the second part is the software solutions. Whatever solution you think about. If you want to book a cab, we use Uber, Ola. If you want to order something online, we use Amazon. So we have all these solutions, right? And even if you want to transfer money, we have banking applications. In fact, I'm not sure when was the last time I went to a bank. Normally we do everything online now. And if you think about all these solutions, and if you're thinking, okay, because of one software, these companies are running, that's not the scenario. The thing is, to build a company or to make money from softwares, it's not just about software. There are a lot of things goes behind the scene. So as a human, we have to understand what is a problem you are trying to solve. Okay, and that's a big part of all these things. Most of the time, we don't even know what's the problem we are trying to solve. And sometimes we build solutions and then we search for the problems, right? But yeah, so this is one problem. You need humans who understand the problem and who will try to find a solution. Of course, while doing this, they can take help of the AI to get the help of the solution, but you need someone who will find the problem. Next, one particular company is not linear, okay? So a company has multiple moving parts, right? And building one software will not solve it, okay? So we have multiple connections there. And a human can make those connections. It's not the job of a software to make those connections. As a human, we know, okay, this is how this department is working. This is how the customers are thinking about the product and all those stuff. So a human can do that, not an AI solution. In future, maybe, okay, so when AGI is there, and I'm not sure when it will be, some people say next year or maybe after 30 years, no one knows, okay? But once it is there, it might try to do that. At this point, AI can't do that. So all those connections need human touch. Now, if you're thinking, okay, you are safe now, okay, you need humans. But you have to also understand, these humans are not normal humans now. They need special skills because now the speed has increased of building the product and helping the company. And you are using AI to do that. So maybe in the earlier scenario, if you need 10 people to do that, now maybe you need 2 or 3. So basically, you have to compete with those 3 or 2 people. And these people need to be expert in using the AI solutions. And also, you can't simply have one skill set. Okay, so a lot of people have this idea of mastering one thing. I think with the help of AI, you don't need one mastery, or maybe you need one, but you also need the other skill set. Okay, so we have this something called T-shaped developer, which I'm talking from a long time. Everyone need to have the skill set. You need to be master in one thing, but you need the breadth of knowledge. So that when you're finding solutions, because most of the thing will be done by AI, and when you get the solution, you need to understand what is happening there. Okay, so you need human touch. Now, since we are talking about the architecture, let me come back to the third part. Software is not just about syntax. Most of the AI solutions, if you ask for the question, they will give you everything, and it may work. But when you think about software development, see, building a product is easy. It's very easy, okay? AI is just making it faster, but still software development is easy. What is difficult is making a good application which can be maintained for years, which will not have security issues. Of course, I'm not saying there can be a software which is 100% bug proof, but you need to make sure that you have less number of bugs in your application. And what happens is, because of this wipe coding, you basically build the application and you got the code, it works, and you think, my job is done, let me take this product, deploy it on the cloud, and my job is done. That's the problem. If it works for 1 month, there are people in the world who knows how to hack those applications, and they will do it because you have not tested it. Maybe you fired your testing department, maybe you fired your security department who are responsible to handle this stuff. Even developers, when we build application, if you are properly trained, security comes first. Okay, so every time we create a particular, when you write one line of code, we think about it. Is it secure? Example, in SQL, when you are working with JDBC, we think about how do we avoid SQL injection. I'm just giving an example. There are multiple things which comes into picture. Or maybe memory leakage. So we think about those things when we write a code. But will AI do that? And even if AI is doing it, are you verifying it? And if you don't have any idea how a programming language works or what is syntax, you can't do that. So yes, you need developers here. Okay, so don't just think about software development as a working product. There are multiple things. The architecture of the product, also where you're going to deploy it. Is it scalable? Is it maintainable? So there are multiple aspects we have to think about. So those are the 3 points, but I want to add one more here, which is a bonus because it was not part of the plan, but I just remember that. You know, from last 20 years, when you think about software development, it is changing very, very fast, okay? I remember when I started coding, in fact, before me, when I used to talk to my seniors, they used to work with desktop-based applications. So whenever they want to build application, they were thinking, okay, how do we make it work on a desktop? But then things started changing for web, okay? So most of the application moved from desktop to web, then they moved from web to SaaS, and things started deploying on the cloud, and then we started building for cloud. So all these changes happened is because there were some humans in between that thought, okay, this is not optimized, let me just make it more optimized, okay? Or maybe I just want to make it more easy for deployment. Maybe I want to make it more easy for users to use it. So as a human, we continuously evolve in terms of us or in terms of software. But if you think about AI is being trained on existing applications. So what they will give you now is existing solutions because they are trained on existing code. So whenever you want to build application, you will give the prompt and AI will give you the answer. Maybe that works, but there's no evolution there. There's no improvement. It's just giving you the things which are there. And maybe if you're continuously depending on it, you are not doing any improvement in the software industry, okay? So it moved from here to there, and suddenly now it's flat. Of course, there's an advancement in AI, but not in actual solutions. Those are the things you have to remember when you think about vibe coding. What will happen in future? Things that I see, things are changing very fast, but yeah, don't worry. It's just that keep improving yourself. Use AI whenever you build things, and just be cautious what code you're getting from the AI. So let me know your thoughts. I'm curious. Okay, so let's discuss this in the comment section, or maybe I will just read your comments and make another video to clarify certain things. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.